Okay. New smokedope2016, eh? This is like the trilogy. I don't even remember what the trilogy was called. Was it the Come Up, the Peak, and now the Come Down? I listened to the 2016 album and whatever he did with one producer last year. He's a relatively strong rapper. He's honestly grown in size and popularity, I'd say, since he started getting sent my way. And I relatively mess with this stuff. Very good production on this. Maybe I think the only criticism I have is wanting more variety. But the last album that came out, The Peak, was definitely my favorite out of all of them, and that landed in my top 50 of the year. So, okay, let's see if we can continue on with that consistency.
It's so easy for my dreams. I just do anything, sleep like I'm ballin', like fucking fiend. Up in cements, like fucking cringe. Reaching the web, it's like Halo with the Banshee. Epitome, manifested this life, no epiphany. Kidding me, with this shit for life, yeah, that's a kidding me. If I leave, will you chase me down and tell me what I need? White girl in the trap, her name is Stephanie, no heffing there. Cause don't you try to play though. Can't do this shit all night long. Can't do this shit all night long. Guns up. Don't you try to play though. Can't do this shit all night long. Do you wanna fight, bro? 16 my feet pulled up, throwed up, toed up. Back of the party, don't ever try to approach us. Listening to Apex, my twins by my side. We bust fitted, we get litty, don't be sad when we die, yeah. 16 my feet pulled up, throwed up, toed up. Back of the party, don't ever try to approach us. Listening to Apex, my twins by my side. We bust fitted, we get litty, don't be sad when we die, yeah. Don't be sad when we die, yeah. Guns up. Don't you try to play dumb. Can't do this shit all night long. Can't do this shit all night long. Guns up. Don't you try to play dumb. Can't do this shit all night long. Do you wanna fight, bro? 16 my feet pulled up, throwed up, toed up. Back of the party, don't ever try to approach us. Listening to Apex, my twins by my side. We both fitted, we get litty, don't be sad when we die, yeah. 16 my feet pulled up, throwed up, toed up. Back of the party, don't ever try to approach us. Listening to Apex, my twins by my side. We both fitted, we get litty, don't be sad when we die, yeah. 16 like we pulled up, throwed up, toed up. Back of the party, don't ever try to approach us. Don't ever try to approach us. Yeah.
Okay, first song on there. That's certainly working for me. Really chill stuff all around, okay? Again, listening to it, I'm like, this is exactly what I expect. This is the type of sound I'm already getting. So I guess it really depends on how much that hook is really going to stick with me in the future.
But you know I got my blade lit up in a coat, and they asking for a picture. This look like the worst type of a symptom. This look like the worst life that I've been through. Counting bands up in the palace, sipping on a chalice. Head crushed in a mallet, head crushed in a dead body, how I found it. Lips blue, dead body, how I drowned it. Who knew? Fuck around and you die. Fuck around and you die. Smoking all these dogs. smoke dope. I'm so rich, bitch, but I still be hitting licks up in the stove, yeah. Counting bags up in the palace, sipping in a chalice. Head crushing the mallet, head crushing the dead body, how I found it. Lift blue, dead body, how I drowned it. No, no. Fuck around, you die. Fuck around, you die. Smoking on these dogs. Smoking on these dogs. Sipping in my chalice. Sipping in my chalice. Sipping in my palace. Rock till I motherfucking die. Stick these diamonds in the scotch. I make money on the socks. I make money when I do, I hum my socks. When the time, and the time right, baby. Yeah, fuck that bitch, I'm stepping on them in these margin bases. I'm so rich, I caught my bitch some braces and I'm brand new faces. I caught 20 pairs of shoes, that's nothing, I ain't even say shit. I'm so throwback in this game, I'm up to all of having patience.
Okay, I think I like that one more than the first one there. That beat is hitting nice for sure, but I think his flow is really standing out. I feel like he usually doesn't give a fast flow of the like. Also that 16, like the stuff happening in the background, kind of is a little bit more of a commercial vibe as opposed to this sort of nostalgic cloud rap with that element.
Watch me wilder, watch me get too wilder. Watch me wilder, watch me get too wild now. Watch me wilder, watch me get too wild now. Watch me wilder, watch me get too wild now. Fuck around and you get smoked. I got drugs up in the tote. Sipping toast in Switzerland, I think it helps me flow. Found somebody that is down for it, they know this ain't a joke. I got diamonds on my breast, neck, and my earlobe. Bitch, I'm driving way too fast, I lost sight of the roads. I ain't flashing from my eyes, I locked in on my goals. Fuck my haters, do you hear this fucking beat, bitch? I can make some shit lit without distortion. Go and peep my tape 2016, bitch, I'm in the Range Rover, peeping my influence in, peeping these people, but they ain't saying anything. 2016 life till I lose my fucking brain, yeah. Tell me who you praying, tell me who you praying, tell me who you praying to. Tell me who you praying, tell me who you praying to. Tell me who you praying, tell me who you praying to. Tell me who you praying to. Crash, kicking dummies out my car. Get this fucking song playing, bitch, you know I'm going hard. Light a candle for my soldiers, 16 flags up in my yard. In my casket there's a bottle and some candles and cigars. Smoking Cubans with some dirty, bitches too dirty. I just need a cup of some dirty to help me on my fury. I'm in the bed like I'm Curry, I'm out of state with a jersey. I'm full of shit in this bitch, I might become friends with the jury. Ain't got a duty of serving, I'm stepping on all of these vermin. Don't you play like Mr. Nice Guy, then hop on, he be on current. It's just an encore. Every show I play, they say they want more meat, more merch, more guys walking out the store.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of energy from him on this one as well. Could this be my fave Smoke Dope album? I'm only 3 tracks in, but I'm really settled into the vibe right now.
Sipping sparkling water, Chalice is Dolce & Gabbana. She don't understand the price I pay, so I don't think I want her. Fuck the summer, I stay cold like Angel, but I'm drunker. Sipping JD in the Chalice. Booted up, I know no other. Tell me to go, I need to smoke. Something is telling me no, telling me so. Often it's way too damn cold, girl. You know I'm all in. Girl used to know, girl used to know nothing. Pull up down on me just like a fat boy. Fuck all of you promo like some paid noise. In my chalet, I read all my boys. In my chalet, smoking kills. I still do it still. 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 Tell me to go, I need to smoke. Something is telling me no, telling me so often. It's way too damn cold, girl. You know I'm all in. Girl, you still know nothing. Don't look down on me just like a frat boy. Fuck all of you promo, that's some big noise. In my chalet, I wait on my boys. Something in my chalet. Smoking kills, I still do it still. Smoking kills, I still do it still. Smoking kills, I still do it still. Smoking kills, I still do it still.
I think vocal delivery on this one doesn't completely fully sell me, as well as the hi-hats on here. I still like this song, but I don't think it's like landing me in the same sort of dreamy landscape as the last three. Anyways, yeah, Smoking Kills by Smoke Dope versus Stop Smoking by Car Seat Headrest.
News to me, upon your back we pull up smoking broccoli. Windows down, car out front, I check the blinds of feds I see. Bounce through the back, paranoia, I can't breathe, case started Mac 10. These bitches 10s, they flock to me. News to me, brand new shades but I can't see it. Password got too many stamps, I'll leave the country in a week. Taking over my body, this acid makes it hard to sleep. Taking over my body, this acid makes my mind feel weak. Running out the front door, the back door, it stay closed. If you know me, come right in. If you don't, then stay back home. I'm buying all these new clothes, and Stone Island is so cold. 2016, my life's such a movie. 2016, like the show. Running out the front door, the back door, it stay closed. If you know me, come right in. If you don't, then stay back home. I'm buying all these new clothes, on Stone Island is so cold. 2016, my life's such a movie. 2016, like the I'm the real 16. I'm the real OG. I'm the real. I'm the real me. Real me. Real me. Real me. Real me. News to me, brand new shades but I can't see it. Password got too many stamps, I'll leave the country in a week. Taking over my body, this acid makes it hard to sleep. Taking over my body, this acid makes my mind feel weak. Running out the front door, the back door, it stay closed. If you know me, come right in. If you don't, then stay back home. I'm buying all these new clothes, on Stone Island it's so cold. 2016, my life's such a movie. 2016, like the show. Running out the front door, the back door, it stay closed. If you know me, come right in. If you don't, then stay back home. I'm buying all these new clothes, on Stone Island it's so cold. 2016, my life's such a movie. 2016, like the News to me, brand new shades but I can't see. Password got too many stamps, I'll leave the country in a week. Taking over my body, this acid makes it hard to sleep. Taking over my body.
Okay, I gotta say, maybe because of the transition or like that middle half being a little bit more quieter, it doesn't feel like it's a little bit under 3 minutes of a track, which is interesting. I like that. I like this though. Cook is relatively good, and you're kind of working with more of like a digicore sound, and then yeah, with some ethereal middle half with you know, the usual emo esque vocals.
Take it. to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. We both thought that we were dead. Ain't that something to be said? Every night comes to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. When'd you see the knife edge? You see how I bled. I'm on the road doing shows while I'm sick. Sick. I'm on the road doing shows with my bitch. Every night comes to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. We both thought that we were dead. Ain't that something to be said? Every night comes to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. When you see the knife's edge, you see how I bled. Every night comes to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. We both thought that we were dead. Ain't that something to be said? Every night comes to an end. Girl, I found you in my bed. When you see the knife's edge, you see how I bled.
That's probably my least favorite one. Not really a big fan of the sound on that one. The Star was interesting though. That one little whatever it was really reminds me of. I don't remember what song it is, but I know it's on Legendary Member, Time Boy Digital.
Forgies on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I go. All that 4Gs on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I guess I'll keep on going. All that 4Gs on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I guess I'll keep on going. Sipping cold waters in studios, smoking dope is all I know. Bad grades, I ain't making on the road. I need 30 for a fucking show. Rock that bitch out on my own. I don't need a cosign, I don't need a cosign, ho. In the Beamer 550, my wheels horsepower, we'll spinning ya high. I don't need your brand's clothes, bitch, I got my own that I'm wearing, yeah. I don't need a cosign, ho. In the Beamer 550, my wheels horsepower, we'll spinning ya high. I don't need your brand's clothes, bitch, I got my own that I'm wearing, yeah. All that 4Gs on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I guess I'll keep on going. All that 4Gs on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I guess I'll keep on going. Sipping cold waters in studios, smoking dope is all I know. Bad grades, I ain't making on the road. I need 30 for a fucking show. Rock that bitch out on my own. I don't need a cosign. All the 4Gs on my rims when they young and 40. I've been sick for the whole year while they young and Tory. Blood pack, do or die with all the homies. I don't know what's wrong with me, I guess I'll keep on going.
I was wondering if it was going to transition to the next song because it just gives you those hi-hats for like a few seconds. But that one tied with my Chalice. You know, I just said I got my least favorite. I think I got one of my favorites now. Instantly catchy, and yeah, those hi-hats are just a dream to listen to.
It's too much on me, it's too much on my shoulders. Can you be my zombie? Girl, you was never sober. I've been longing for some fucking closure. Girl, come over, let's get closer. Let's get over with it. No reminiscing. Don't tell our friends that I went missing. I left an imprint in my room. I got demons in my closet, yeah, it's full of shoes. Back of the Honda, back of the parking lot, smoking no blunts and anything else we got. Put down a ZZ rock, put on my squad, pulling up with 150 shots. Yeah, get militant, militant, home invasion in your city, I'm pillaging. Trash all the pills, I've been sober, it's medicine. Making these songs is my only real medicine. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. I don't feel the same anymore since I took the tab and closed the fucking door. I think you're crazy, and I'm sure I adore everything about you, girl, bound for the floor. Back of the Honda, back of the parking lot, smoking no blunts and anything else we got. Put down a ZZ rock, put on my squad, pulling up with 150 shots. Yeah, get militant, militant, home invasion in your city, I'm pillaging. Trash all the pills, I've been sober, it's medicine. Making these songs is my only real medicine. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways. Fuck out my face, bitch, I'm baked, some bicycle day. I'm getting paid for having fun, but I still hate these ways.
I really like the start of this. Then we get the repetition of it halfway through. I'm like, this song is too long for it to work with that, especially too with it already being a slower track. And then I don't really think the outro, the instrumental outro, is overly that interesting. Could have been something that would have really hit though, especially with that first half. I think he was working with that melancholy sound.
From far away I got the game in a headlock. Unbreakable, just like some bedrock, yeah.
Okay. Weird beat. I kind of have respect for the sound of that and just this little like jazzy note that kind of comes in. Not one of my favorites, but I respect this one.
16, 5. Cause there's feelings drowning. With 7 pounds, made 100,000. The way you act is so astounding. Could it still be my way out? Yeah, bro, I doubt it. Feelings drowning. With 7 pounds, made 100,000. Now I got a meal in my bank, yeah. The legit way, joint ride, I'm blowing kush right on a fucking freeway. If I die, make that bitch a motherfucking holiday. See me cry, mind your business, turn your head the other way. Can you take me out the city? I've been here for like too long. Why these people like my song? Do they accept all I've done wrong? Do they wanna see me fall? Do they wanna see me ball? Do they wanna see me grind? Maybe they wanna see it all. You can't imagine shit I'm going through. I might be famous, but I'm no different than all of you. Restless nights, I'm losing sleep, feel trapped inside my bones. Life should be great, but it's not so anxious, feel impending doom. Pissed when I walk out the crib in the morning. Fuck up myself, got an ego, avoid it. I love this bitch, but I find her annoying. Yeah, every day I got something important I don't wanna do. Calling it quits like I lost all my tools. Calling it quits, girl, between me and you. Thought it was easy, you can't fit my shoes.
Laid back track, good time. Last quarter, he's got a pretty nice flow on there.
Do you feel what I feel? It's to calm down, throw out all the pills. Thoughts is Tiffany, shawty said her teal. I said be quiet baby, and just keep your lips sealed. Touch my body, waking up next to you feels crazy. Girl, it's symbiotic, how heartbreaking drugs made me so lazy. I could be the problem, but I told myself I'm never changing. I might leave tomorrow just to see you run out and start chasing y'all. Call me on my phone, but in the end I'm all alone. I got these jars up in my nose, I got Dracos like OVO. Why these bitches do the most in my bros, bitch, I like flip phones. Got a smokedown ringtone, bitch, it ring mode, and my pinky stone, yeah. Girl, do you feel what I feel? It's to calm down, throw out all the pills. Thoughts is Tiffany, shawty said her teal. I said be quiet baby, and just keep your lips sealed. Can you keep your lips sealed? Baby, can you keep your lips sealed? Can you keep your lips sealed? Baby, can you keep your lips sealed? Girl, do you feel what I feel? It's to calm down, throw out all the pills. Dunks is Tiffany, shawty said her teal. I said be quiet baby, and just keep your lips sealed. Touch my body, waking up next to you feels crazy. Girl, it's symbiotic, how heartbreaking drugs made me so lazy. I could be the problem, but I told myself I'm never changing. I might leave tomorrow just to see you run out and start chasing high. run out and start chasing high. Run out and start chasing high. See you run out and start chasing high. Just to see you run out and start chasing high.
This one is up there. Okay, really enjoying the beat on that one. I think there's just a very immediate hook. Okay, all right.
Girl, you need me, but we ain't in the same league. All my guns is printed 3D. I got thirsty, put some mushrooms all up in my seat. When I die, lay my body by the fucking sea. Screaming all night. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Screaming all night. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. When y'all lay my body down, please don't even make a frown. I don't care no more, I drink too much, I gotta leave this town. And my homie on a bender said he's scared of the come down. 2016 life up in this bitch, we sipping on some Crown. Like, where you going, girl? It don't feel the same without you in my world. Couple hours left, I'm still seeing swirls. Can't come down yet, yeah, my vision blurred. I'll smoke again, it's been this project. Don't even know what's going through my head right now. Screaming out like, but I don't know what to do. I'm so tired of this swag biting. I might start fighting. I'm the one to brought this shit back, ain't no lying. All these other bitches can't do it like me. Like I am, dude, I'm smoking on a big league.
Okay, that one's kind of in the middle for me. Nice airy beat. One of the melancholier ones. I think he works with the vocals on this one too when it comes to the melancholy nature of it. Alright. One more song left. I think I kind of know what my opinion is.
I'm gon' rap till I die, I got the passion for it. Passion for my white claw, angry drunk, that boy was asking for it. Riding foreigns, but I miss them days when I was pouring. Everything about it felt more real, I don't like my new story. It's annoying how they come up out the woodworks. Wish I could've went to Woodward. Wish I could've been someone that goes in head first. But I'm privileged, grew up nice, fucked it up, did dumb shit. My head hurts from these throwbacks. Honestly, can't feel shit. Don't wanna think of my past life. It's funny how that's my image. Well, it makes sense, 'cause my music really than all of these bitches. Staying up all night on the games while my parents fighting, hooping in the rain. Had some dreams, but now young me is frightened. I ain't had too much to emphasize an attitude. Always sending to my room, summer rain and open shores. Sometimes I think I got better, then I cut off everyone. I'm burning bridges in a letter. Wish I never met her. Wish I never met her. Let's get real. Fuck my life up when I signed the fucking deal. Made this song in desperation, won't re-listen to it still. I'm crying out for help, can you tell I'm so for real? I think I believe in hell, this version of me I killed. The body we never found, the same is still around. Girl, do you believe in love? Somehow we survived the calm down. Somehow we survived the calm down.
Okay, definitely chose one of the better ones to end out the album on. And here we are. What do I think about this album, The Come Down? Look, to me, Smoke Dope seems to be a relatively consistent artist, which is good, you know. Like, I don't think I'm getting the amount of variety I'm wanting from him. I'd say beat-wise with this album, pretty good variety. Vocal-wise, there's a little bit there, but it still is like just that same type of sound that I've gotten prior. I would say with 2016, I'd say there's a little bit of a different sound with that, but with this trilogy, it's pretty tight with that. And as much as like I'm not the biggest fan of that, the music is still good. You know what I mean? It still is good enough. I'm thinking I do like I like the peak more. I know those first 3 tracks in this album are like a really good start, but yeah, I really need to listen to the Come Up again, to be honest. But I'm thinking a 7 out of 10 for this right now. Yeah, I don't know. I will say when it comes to him, yeah, like certain vocal moments can hit, but it really still is these beats. You know what I mean? He relies on these beats so heavily for aesthetic, and I think these beats can cater to my sound, right? They're not too crazy. Like sometimes the stuff that can be sent to me is a little bit too much. Sometimes I can like that. Sometimes I can find it creative. But with this, it's really easy to settle into. You know, it's really easy to chew on. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I came back to the Come Down, and my opinion on this is relatively the same too. I'm going to keep it at a 7 out of 10. Mildly close to a 7.5. Like, I'd say it's a high 7. What could have gotten it to 7.5 if it wasn't for all like the tracks maybe that weren't at the top of my list, weren't all held in the middle. Because we get the first 3 tracks are killing it, then I get 3 that I'm not the biggest fan of. We get Forgiato, okay, so we're moving back up. Be My Zombie, maybe it's like in the middle of the album. I do like this, but then I still think that it's too long and it doesn't keep my attention. Ozweego, interesting beat, like I said, but it's not hitting, I'd say, compared to other tracks. And then the last 4 are relatively good. Not up to par with Forgiato and Banshee and my Chalice. But then we get Closing Time, which I think is definitely one of the best. So, okay, yeah, smokedope2016, still got it. Don't like this as much as the Peak, but, you know, and I think I gave the Come up a 6.5. I don't know if that would change, but okay, Trilogy, 6.5, 7.5, 7. That's not bad. I believe 2016, is that what the name of that album was? I gave it 7.5, so pretty tight ratings-wise, I will say. Anyways, if there's anything else you want to see me react to, anything at all, you put a comment down below, and thank you for watching. Peace.